I'm Steve Pastillo from P2 Automation. In the previous video, I showed you how we can clean up a list of names in Microsoft Excel using Claude for Excel. In this video, I want to do the same exact steps using Copilot. Claude and Copilot are competitors. In this case, they should both be able to handle Excel data equally, but let's let them arm wrestle for it. So instead of clicking Claude, I'm going to click Copilot down here. And I'm going to copy and paste the exact command that I dictated to Claude and see how it does. So this is going to take all these states here in column E and abbreviate it. Now, when we were in Claude, it told you what it was doing, kind of explained its rationale. Looks like Copilot is just trying to do it. So it didn't explain it along the way, but it did explain it. It processed the same records. It told you it cleaned up the US states, which is what we asked it to do, but it preserved the non-US states. Here's a really good explanation of some befores and afters, and it even was smart enough to do the District of Columbia, which Claude also did. So we could say this is done. Now the next command I gave Claude was to do the same for the non-US locations, and I left it just like that. Let's see how Copilot does. Looks like it's spending about the same amount of time thinking. And here comes the explanation. Step 1. And it does seem to be taking a little bit longer because I believe it's analyzing each row to see if it's US or not. But similar result. It didn't ask us about United Kingdom, so a different answer, but it told you exactly what it did, just like Claude. So we'll go with that. Next, I want to clean up all of these countries in column G, and this is the command. And a little bit of thinking. And it's going to use the standard ISO, and it looks like it did a good job with that. Here's the before and after. Great summary. So we're done with that. Next, we asked Claude to clean up all these messy phone numbers, and of course, I didn't copy that exact command down, so I'm going to type it out here. As is. So thinking. So it looks like it's taking about the same amount of time thinking. And it is quite a mess. And that did an amazing job cleaning up. So here's a before and after. It looks like it may have dropped the country code, which is fine. Anything with fewer than 10 digits was left alone. And it highlighted just the changes, so this must have less than 10. So it did a really good job. And again, if we wanted something, we wanted to leave the country codes, just put that in your command. But we can call this done. This would take forever to do the long way. The next thing I wanted to do was take all of the suites and apartments and everything out of the address and put it over here into Street 2. So this is the command I gave Claude. Let's see how it does. And it's doing some thinking, of course. So it's an important thing to realize. AI is not instant, but it sure is quick, and it's getting better and better and faster. And it's still thinking, but it started doing a pretty good job. And here's what it did. So scrolling down, it did a decent job. And of course, it wouldn't hurt if everything was left in Street 1, but it broke out, looks like everything I asked it to do. Suites, rooms, buildings, floors. I didn't mention all the specifics, but it was smart enough to know what I was trying to do. Next, we'll go over here and filter out the inks. And you can see I've got an ink here with no period, ink with a period, a couple variations here. This says incorporated. Let's see how it does. Can you take all the inks and LLCs, etc., and make it look consistent? Pretty vague. See how it looks. And thinking. So here's where it asks questions, which is great. It wants that clarification, and if I gave it to him, it wouldn't ask. Would you like me to standardize these? So should it eliminate the LLC, standardize it to uppercase with periods, uppercase without periods? This is great. So Claude didn't ask me this. Copilot is. So this is a plus, I think, for Copilot. And I'm going to say let's go with this one here, number 3, without periods. So option 3. And a little more time thinking and processing. And standardizing. And it's doing another scan. There's some kind of issue with its pattern. And I'll say done. This one looks like it did a better job too, because these are all comma ink, no period. And I don't see the word incorporated here anywhere. So it even caught that, which Claude didn't do. So I'm impressed. If I filter out the LLCs, there weren't too many in this sample, but those are all consistent too. Now, it was smart enough to not change the LLC in Hillcrest. So even though I filtered on that, it didn't change that. Where if I did a search and replace, it would have probably changed that. So this is way better than search and replace. So I'll clear this out. The last thing I asked Claude to do was sort the list by company, then last name, then first name, and flag any potential duplicate records. Let's see how it does. And I was intentionally vague. I didn't tell it what flagging meant. When I first saw this, the first time I thought it did it wrong. But it's actually sorting by company name, and there's a lot of Advent Healths in this particular data set. Now it's going through and looking for those duplicates. Now, one thing this did better than Claude actually messed up the title and it thought that was one of the records. So we had to fix that in a second step. Looks like Copilot didn't need to be told. So another plus for Copilot. Now, if I scroll down, I'm not sure how it flagged those duplicates. No idea. So as far as the duplicate records, it looks like it found one in row 1482. So it didn't really flag it like I asked it to, but I didn't really tell it what I meant by that. It just said it found some. Let's see if it did some kind of flag at the end. Oh, created a duplicate flag field. So let me filter on this. Okay, so it wrote a formula. So I'm going to give the thumbs up to Claude on this one. Claude found potential duplicates. This one only found one, and I'm not even sure if this is a duplicate. Mike Andreessen, which actually wasn't in the other one, so I'm going to give 50-50 to each of them for this one. But that's it. Claude took a little bit longer because I had to give it another command to get rid of that header row. But right now, raw footage, I'm right at 15 minutes. And I think I'll give an A to Claude and Copilot because I'm comparing this to how I would normally do this, which is very manual and very time consuming. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I mocked up 3 Power BI reports for a customer, and it only took me about an hour. If you have any questions about how AI can help you with your productivity, reach out to us today at www.p2automation.com. And as always, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.